Ah, shit. I thought that was planned. You know what? Fuck it. We're just gonna have to fucking go with this. I have literally no idea what the fuck just happened. Also, my allergies are hitting me hard. It's gonna be one of those days, goddamn. Okay, so now that scene is working. Okay. I have no idea what the hell's going on. I'm guessing I have zero clue. Sometimes it feels like whenever I fire up OBS, like it takes like 1,000 years to like load up all the different assets and stuff. So I'm just gonna chalk that up as like that's what just took place. That's just weird. Anyway, I have allergies, and let's just go ahead and fire up the game. Basically, the only thing that I'm kind of doing IRL, or maybe I should say off stream, I officially started working on the what is it? The Yakuza Like a Dragon TV show. I think I finished episode 2 today, if I remember correctly. So I'm I'm debating on how I'm gonna do this because like basically I'm going through each episode and I'm jotting down notes. And so with that, it's just yeah. God, my allergies are so bad. I'm going to be sneezing and sniffing this entire stream. I can feel it. But yeah, I'm going to be doing the review, and I'm thinking how I'm going to set it up is I'm going to probably... Jeez, I just fucked up my other monitor. Hold on a second. Sorry about this. Let's see if I could do this in record time. You know what? Good enough. But yeah, so I'm gonna be doing the review. I'm thinking even though right now I'm just like jotting down notes and stuff, I think what I'm gonna do with the Like a Dragon TV show review, I think I'm actually gonna go per episode. I think that's how I'm gonna do it. Okay, I think this is also going to trigger an event with this story, I think. Is there anything else I want to do? I'm not sure. Screw it, let's just do main story.
見て、さっきのワゴンが止まってるでしょ。
ああ、ここも強霊界のアジトってことか。
ああ、多分な。中にどんだけ人数いるかはお楽しみだ。もう行く準備はできてるか？
Anytime.
ああ、いつでも行けるよ。
あ、ねえ、作戦とかは？
そんなのいらね
はあ？でも中何人いるかわかんないんだよ。
何人いてもやることは変わんねえってさ。
ああ、今は作戦とかそういう気分じゃないんだよ。
なんで？
わかんねえか。さっき目の前で真冬ちゃん殴られたからだろ。
マジか。
よし、行けやターボ。一番乗りはお前に譲ってやる。
ああ、待てこら。貸し切りゃ言うとるやんけ。あ？お前。八神！たまれやバケ！
お前ら、真冬さらってこんなところに連れ込む気だったのか。
あ？
誰があいつをさらえって？村瀬か。それとも塩や。
なんやあと？
チンピラは引っ込んでろってこった。
そうそう。
やかし！ええやろ上等や。楽には殺さんでえこら！
Okay. Beginning should be easy. But this turns into a dungeon. Also, I really should have probably healed up before doing this.
そこワンテンポ遅れとるで。そんなんで笑い取れるもとの大間違いや。もっと真剣に踊らんかい。 はい。アンドゥトラアンドゥトラ。
何やってんだあいつら。
どうも緊張感ない連中だね。
I think we should let them be. I think there's just completely nothing wrong here at all. I think we should leave. Just let them be. This is what they do in their off time. I was gonna say, you guys better still be following. Oh, god damn it. Really gonna be like that game?
兄貴ヤガミや。お
Jesus Christ. Got him.
またんかい。
先行けカモ。
いやでも
いいから行けっつってんだろ。
悪い任せた。
Oh no, the showgirl showed up. They called in for backup. They got the kickers. Guessing that's the key that we need now? Is that not the key that they're saying? Never mind.
ヤガミ。
I guess if it glows, they're saying that's the one that you picked.
バカ。撃つな。そいつを離せ。
I thought that was saying, like, that's what you need to pick. Well, that was fun. Is there anything in here? I feel like I didn't really explore too much in my first playthrough. Hey, Vish. My allergies are gonna be a pain today.
銃刀法って知ってるか？
And he's got a gun. Fire it. Thank God he missed. Jesus Christ. Wait, anything? I feel like I skipped a lot in my first playthrough. I should do more exploring. Also, I didn't know the nets actually had animations. I thought that was just decoration. Okay, I'm looking for the assholes with the guns. Yoink! Of course. Ruin it! I don't know if it was a sick dodge, but I did get lucky. Either way, I'll take it. Nothing. I'm pretty sure it is this door, but I'm gonna... I need to do more exploring. For a second there, I thought this was the same room I just came from. And it wouldn't hurt to understand the layout. As if I recall correctly... Okay, so this is a room that we did come from. If I recall correctly, there's a fire that takes place, and... yeah, so I kind of need to get the layout. I forget if I lockpicked this door in my first playthrough. I may have saw it and just skipped it. Can we just finish this, please? Okay, so yeah, this is going to be the hallway that we're going to be needing. And I wonder if I have to lockpick that same door again. So it was pointless all along. I knew it. Actually fucking knew it. I don't even remember where you are. Played this in 2018. Luckily, everything is kind of fresh for me because the Steam releases were always like delayed. Because like, of course, then again, a lot of RGG studio games, you really thought that they were going to be like just console only, and thank God. Like now even the Switch has it now, which is honestly there's like zero there's like zero like excuses of like saying like, "Oh, I'm not touching this game." Like now it's like you have no options.
だから言ったろ。
それじゃ行くぞ。
All excuses are just out the window because like it's on Switch, it's on Xbox. I'm playing it on Steam. So, and for the console kids, they're going to be... This used to be exclusive, and then it changed. As a matter of fact, I think 2018, I think that's when I actually was playing like the first Yakuza game that I ever experienced. I feel like the music should be louder here.
あんただったか、塩屋。
正面から堂々やるやないか、八神。それに引き換えうちのボンクラどもは頭数だけでクソの足しにもならんの。お前ら今夜は何本指飛ばす気や。あ？
真冬をさらおうとしたな。
おう。
俺らと喧嘩の続きがしたいだけなら直接俺んとこに来ればよかった。何が狙いだ。
ちーっと仕事を頼みたいんや、あんたらに。
仕事？
頼むからにはどうやっても断れんようにしたろう思てな。あのお姉ちゃんに役に立ってもらいたかったわけや。
バカだね。どうせうちは金さえもらえりゃ何だってやったのによ。
おい、そんなことはないだろ。
ただ真冬ちゃんが殴られた今となっちゃもういくら積まれようが無理ってもんだ。万が一ターボーが受けても俺が潰してやる。
だから受けないって。
おもろい連中やな。せやけどやっぱ先に喧嘩の白黒つけんとなんや話が弾むんわなあ。よっしゃ、お前らやってるや。
I oftentimes forget about Fist of the North Star. I remember when I first saw that, I was like, I was kind of hoping like maybe they would do something a little bit different. And I think they even got the same actors involved. So it just kind of felt like another Yakuza game. At least from what I heard. Because I never played it, I can't say. Let's get some heals. We don't really need a charge. We just need... Really should have healed before I showed up. Hopefully one day some of those games would make an appearance on all consoles again. Or all platforms, I mean. If I had to guess, they're probably gonna redo Dead Souls, like how they did Ishin. I didn't think Ishin was gonna be like showing up to PC. Oh, I don't deny that, like, Fist of the North Star is, gonna be a fun game, like, because I think, like, the menus and... I saw, like, 1 or 2 streams of it. And it really was a case of, I thought, like, the menus were gonna change. I thought there was gonna be a lot of different stuff, and so the fact that it just seemed like, oh god, he's ulted. So the fact that it just looked and felt like a Yakuza game, I knew it was gonna be good. I was just kind of, I think I was just kind of hoping that it would be like a little bit more. Which it could still... God damn it. Which I'm sure it could still be good. Because it's RGG Studios. They have not failed me yet. Even when they were at their worst, it still felt like they were at their best. And it feels like a rarity. Usually don't get that. Hey Han, welcome in. Goes to Kashima. Success remake. That is true. I actually don't know if the cells did well either. What was the worst for you? 4? Okay. So, because of so many of the games were good, I thought about this myself, is like, how to break it down. And for me, I actually found that I want to say I want to go with story, and I felt like 2 was lackluster. It still wasn't bad, especially if you take a look. For the record, I did play Kiwami 2, so obviously it's going to be different if I played the original. But none of them were bad. But if I had to pick like my least favorite, 2 I felt like was a lackluster in the main story a little bit. And if I do take in like the side quest and a bunch of the side activities, it's still up there with some of my favorites of all time. But I felt like story-wise, I felt 2 was a little lackluster. So if I had to pick like what I thought was my least favorite, was probably 2. And I felt like 5 wasn't bad, but I felt like they were trying to fit in so many stories in for one thing, and it's like I think you did way too much, you overdid it, and I think it was so bad that they realized, let's just condense it to one character, and they went back to Kiryu for 6, which I think was a good idea because they were able to isolate all this convoluted stuff and bring it together. But then I think they wanted to go with a group thing, and that's the reason why we got the reboot the way we did. So it's a speculation that I think kind of shows that I think they wanted to go with a large group of individuals, but it just couldn't work story-wise. But obviously, if you kind of have like a group, but you all focus on the same story, it works way better that way. Instead of telling each individual story, and it's like, it ends with a climactic meeting at the end, and it's like, no, that don't work. That don't work. But yeah, for me, I want to say 2. 5 was only as bad because it was just so convoluted. But I still liked all of them. I will say that. I still liked all of them.
Oi, 後ろにいるあいつ、例の服部って記者じゃねえか？
じゃあ、あのじいさんは？
Because even though if I say like 5 is convoluted, like, it was the first time we actually got to play as Haruka. And I did kind of felt like that was a huge dub, because it's like, she was one of the reasons why I kind of fell in love with the entire Yakuza game. It's like, she added a different wrinkle that wouldn't be there if it was just like a regular, like, mob game, I guess you could say. So.
あの人にこんなとこで会えるなんてね。
あ？おう。お前らが八神探偵事務所か。
あのおじいちゃんが全梶平グループ社員1万人のトップ、梶平茂会長だよ。
マジか。
I will have to agree with that statement. Staying with 2 protagonists, I think, does a lot of good, because, like, if you're going to tell more than one story, have a reason to tell multiple stories. And when they did it with Zero, I felt like they did it beautifully, because you're seeing 2 sides of the exact same coin, and that's where it worked. But once you have a coin, I'm pretty sure it loses dimensions once you already show the 2 sides. You don't need the front angle. You don't need the back angle. You don't need the top angle. It becomes so convoluted. Oh, Jesus Christ. Now I'm remembering like some of the the later stuff. Because I felt like with 4 it was good, but it didn't feel convoluted. Like they were able to condense it just enough to get away with it. But 5 was the one to where it's like, okay, there are just too many fucking cooks. You can't keep up with the goddamn story. And again, I still loved every single one, but it's just some were able to kind of bring everything closer together and make it more feel more complete. And yeah, which is why I would still say 2 was my least favorite, but there was still some good there. And I do know there are some hardcore fans that like they're just baffled why people hate 2. And it's like, for me it was story. Like if I had to take in like everything, it's still up there with like some of my favorite games of the series. It's just, if I had to condense it, like side quests aside, any side stories, mini games, all of that aside, just stick to main story. I just kind of felt like it was a little lackluster. Also, I thought the ending was a bit of a lull because like you just had Dante just shouting out sexual instructions to Kiryu as he's having sex. That's how they ended the game. To this day, I think that was the funniest thing I've ever seen. And that's how they ended it. How can no one else thought about that? I cannot be the first guy that thought, Dante was shouting sexual instructions to Kiryu on that ending. How can you not think that? Also, I think you had to like see like the after credits cutscene in order to like see the actual finish, because I was like, what the hell just happened? What are we seeing? Credits and yeah, so this fucking bomb didn't go off. It was a fucking dud. It was like, oh Jesus, fuck this game. because I was like so invested. Like what's next? What's next? And why the hell did they have sex on top of a dead body? Welcome to Yakuza.
計画を立てたのは関西のゼネコン梶平グループ会長梶平茂。
Without a doubt, he was doing everything in that helicopter. I'm just saying that right now. Awesome wingman, dude. Awesome wingman. I think if I recall correctly, I almost want to go back and like rewatch my stream because like I streamed all of it. I almost want to go back and see Yakuza 2, and I feel like I actually said right before the credits started, I'm pretty sure I said, man, he's a hell of a wingman. I'm pretty sure I said that. I could be wrong, but it feels like I did say that. I digress.
全梶平グループ社員1万人のトップ梶平茂会長だよ。
マジか。
そこの服部さんは知っとるな。あんたのことは八神さん、この人からいろいろ聞いとる。
俺のこと？
例えばあんたの弱みが何かとか。服部さんはよう知っとったで。
よう、その弱みってのは真冬ちゃんのことか。
八神さんの妹分いうとこか。あんたを吸いとるやろ。
塩屋が真冬を狙ったのはあんたの指示だったんだな。
わしもあんたらの腕を見とこう思てな。
何？
けどもう協励会がそっちに手出すことはない。このわしが保証したるわ。
その代わりどうせ何か条件があるんだろ？
一つ仕事頼まれてくれや。カムロ町の探偵として。
空来た。
今から1年前、わしは厚労省のある土地でどでかい再開発を計画しとった。
ああ、服部さんの書いた記事は見たよ。
さすがやな。計画用地は医療システム産業開発機構の土地全部。カムロ町が3つ4つ楽に入る広さや。厚労省の風見大臣ともなしつけて、周りの土地もぎょうさん安値で買いあさってな。あとは早いとこ創薬センター他に潰れてもらうだけやった。けどそれを大人週末ほどわしは先が長ない。そこでつこたんが橋木いう男や。
今送った写真の男がその橋木です。
Never seen this guy before.
橋木は創薬センターの副所長でな。わしはそれを抱き込んでセンター閉鎖に向けてサボタージュをさせとった。
サボタージュ？
ああ、できる研究員は追い出したり、めぼしい研究はよそに情報を漏らしたり、ようやっとったであいつは。
そりゃまたあっぱれなゲス野郎で。
じゃあ橋木はあんたのスパイだったわけだな。
ああ、ところがや、ほとんど瀕死やった創薬センターがあれのおかげで一気に息を吹き返しよった。
あれ？
アドテック9や。あの日を境に大臣もセンター存続に手のひら返し、木戸の側について再開発は白紙や。わしと橋木から容赦の。
It feels like there was something or another to where Haruka was in a helicopter, but I forget specifically if it was too. I almost want to say there was like something mid-game, and for some reason Haruka was in a helicopter. It feels like she was, but I can't remember. I want to say it was like mid-game somewhere. I think she was, but I do forget if it was too. But it doesn't sound out of it doesn't sound like it's out of the question.
橋を外しよった。
その橋木は今どこに？
死によった。
え？
半年前、カムロ町で殴り殺されたんや。
センターの副所長が殺された？
今も犯人は見つかっとらん。警察は酔っ払い同士の喧嘩や言うて済ましとる。八神さん、あんたにはその事件を調べてほしいんや。わしは橋木は計画的にやられたんやと思うとる。
計画的に殺されたって、そう考える根拠は？
あいつはアドデック9をまがいもんやと疑うとった。
まがいもん？なんでだ？
センター閉鎖の話が出た途端、急に画期的な新薬の論文発表や。タイミングが良すぎるやろが。橋木はアドデック9に何やからくりがあるはずや言うてたで。そやからその裏を嗅ぎ回ってたんや。カムロ町で殺されるまでな。
じゃあ例えば木戸あたりが橋木を殺したって言いたいわけ？
ほんまにそうやったら今からでもセンターは閉鎖やな。再開発は仕切り直し。あの土地に突っ込んだわしの金が何倍にもなって帰ってくる。せやけどな、このままやったら1000億がドブなんや。
え、1000億？
わしらがカムロ町から引けん理由がそれよ。
そら執念深くもなるか。
Oh, that just makes it so much worse. Oh my, oh, that just makes it so much worse. That just makes it so much worse. And honestly, when I was going through freaking when I was going through too, I think I do recall in my head it was something along the lines of like it's like I did have the thought like maybe she might end up I'm forgetting her name, but she was the detective. I do remember thinking like, oh man, like what if she like ends up being like the mom to Haruka, like a surrogate mom. You can feel like they have like a family now. I remember thinking that when I was going through two, and it's like, yeah, that's who it is. Um, but anyway, but yeah, it's like so I remember thinking like going through two, like I wonder if she's gonna be like the surrogate mom and everything, and I kind of wanted to see that because I thought that would be awesome. But now there's just something about the there's something about the idea. All right, guys, take a look outside the window. He's really giving it to your surrogate mom. Haruka, you should probably cover your eyes. Kiryu, stroke, stroke, stroke. Oh my god. Now my mind is just going back to freaking Yakuza 2. Oh my god. Oh, this is one reason why I just when 2 ended, I just started like, hey, I don't know what it was. I just wasn't feeling the story. Whenever I get bored, my mind goes to weird places, and seeing fucking goddamn Dante hanging outside that fucking helicopter with a megaphone, I was like, we did this in 1. Why are you repeating this? And now you're reminding me that Haruka was in that fucking helicopter as well. I could have swore I remember seeing like a scene to where like Haruka was like up against the glass, like just kind of like in awe, like, oh my god, I know I don't get to see this kind of type of stuff. It's just Jesus Christ. I'm slowly remembering why I depending on how you look at it, I was either having the greatest time with Yakuza 2 ending, or I was just shitting on that fucking thing. Because I could have swore I remember just kind of as the credits were rolling, I was just like, did we just see Dante just like maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't, but you know what I mean. It's like oh god. If I just turn off my brain and just go ham on this, my mind is just going to oh my god, this is just fucking hilarious just thinking about it. You don't even need lube! Oh my god. I am so sorry, but I just felt like Yakuza 2 was just so memeable. That fucking ending, dude. Dude, I feel like the jokes just write themselves. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say this right now. I am sorry, but dude, it says usually I'm so captivated by like the finale to a game I don't know what it was with 2. I just wasn't feeling it for whatever reason. It just felt lackluster. And so when I saw that ending, in my head, I was just like headcanoning so much shit. It's just basically, if you really think about it, it is such a memeable ending if you think. And that's just basically what's going on with me right now. I actually forget how much I just kind of shat on the fucking ending to 2. I forget how much I went into it, but like I know I brought that up. It really does feel like I brought that up, but I probably was like timid on everything because like I know if I unleashed the hell, I would just be how I am right now. Oh god, I'm just gonna keep laughing and just and let this all play out. Whoever killed Hashiki probably did it to spite Kenjihara, most likely someone working to protect 89.
あの創薬センターには何や裏がある。新谷優弁護士もそこに近づいた途端やったやろ。目えぐられたんは何かがあるんや、あのセンターには。もしそうならあんたかて調べずにはおられんはずや。
Again, like 2 is good. I do like 2. I can respect it, but it's just that ending. My mind just went to boredom and I just started cracking up laughing because I just thought it was the funniest fucking thing on the planet. You know, and for the record, like full transparency real quick before I just go back to laughing again. Here's the thing. My peak gaming experience is actually, and it's so fitting right now because like they just released it too. My peak story video game that I played was Red Dead Redemption 1, John Marston's story. It finally releases to PC this year, last month. So it's one of those things. And I thought that was peak. I thought, man, that told such a good story. It was captivating. I really liked John Marston. And then fast forward years later, I start streaming and I eventually play Yakuza 0. It is one of the best fucking games I've ever played on the planet. I thought Red Dead was peak, and basically Yakuza 0 said, hold my beer, and you're going down a tad, because like now like that whole upper echelon just pushed Red Dead Redemption like down the list. So yeah, it's so like even Yakuza 2, like I would still say it's like Red Dead Redemption 1, Red Dead Redemption 2 levels, at least for me at least. So like even at its worst, it's still the best, but I'm just gonna go back to laughing because it's that fucking ending, dude.
なあ、八神さん。そやからわしはあんたを選んだやで。この仕事、他に頼めるやつはおらん。
服部さん、あんたのおかげで真冬がさらわれるとこだった。なんか言うことはないのか？
私もここへは梶平会長に無理やりさらわれてきたようなもんです。好きで八神さんのことを喋ったわけじゃありませんよ。
それでも一言謝ったって良さそうなもんだ。ふざけたやつだよ。
それよりもうそろそろ行かない？ほら、厄介なのが目を覚ましそう。
そうだな、すぐ出よう。
I feel so bad for looking at this scene because, like, dude, when I first played this game, I I thought this scene was interesting because we're getting like so much information, but I feel so bad for laughing right now, but I just can't. I'm coming up with so much shit in my head. Oh, Jesus Christ.
ああ、創薬センターの副所長で橋木。そう、半年前にカムロ町で殺されたらしい。急で悪いけど星野君の方で事件の情報を集めといてくれるか。明日まで。ありがとう。
ほんじゃま、この続きは明日源田事務所でだな。
ああ。
お疲れ。
八神さん。僕やっぱり八神さんと組んで正解だったよ。一気に梶平の会長まで出てきたからね。梶平の不正の調べもはかどりそう。
俺の方もおかげで真冬が助かった。ありがとうな。
じゃまた用ができたら呼んで。
I feel like there's so many jokes, but I also feel like I can't say it on stream. Oh my god. But why the hell did Dante bring Haruka? No. It's like, why the fuck did you do that? Oh, that's right. I think I also need heals too. One thing is for damn sure, Haruka should not have been seeing any of that shit. But to be fair, I did kind of thought, like, surely I'm not the only one that thinks this. But now I'm slowly starting to think, I guess when I really don't give a shit, my mind goes to weird places. Which I will admit, my mind does do that. Oh, God. Honestly, I have not played freaking Yakuza 2 specifically in, like, a long, long time. What, to make matters even worse, I think I did see that somebody, I remember there's like a, I think there's actually a Yakuza 1 and a Yakuza 2 restored. If I recall correctly, I think they, I think it was made for like the PlayStation 2 emulator. And I think they actually tried to bump up the graphics and I think they may have added some stuff, but it sounded really cool and awesome. I remember telling a friend about it. And I think he ended up even telling me, like, yeah, I heard about that. I think it's called Yakuza 1, and there's also a Yakuza 2 restored. I kind of want to try those out, but now I'm reminded of the ending, and it's like, I mean, it's still going to be like the same story, I'm sure, and it's going to be, I'm probably, my mind is going to go to some fucking weird-ass places. That's the reason why I want to give it a shot, because, like, it does sound interesting, and I never played it, so. Yakuza 7 and Lost Paradise. Gotcha. emulator stuff to
あ
get
りがと
them
うございま
working.
した。
I remember, oh god, I think I was in Discord with like a, not like a streamer friend, but like I remember being in Discord with a friend that I know through streaming, and I could have swore I remember like we're just going back and forth, just talking to each other, and at one point I thought I heard him say like, man, this mod for this game, like, I could actually play this now. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? It sounded like he was playing like I think it was like a Kingdom Hearts game that was, and I think it was like a special edition for Japan, and he was able to find like a version that actually had English translation to it. So I'm fully aware there are those kind of type of games that like kind of like exist, and it's one of those things to where it's like, that sounds really awesome, but I guess my mind just keeps going to like, I guess I kind of I remember a friend of mine actually got into Yakuza IRL, got into Yakuza like through the original PlayStation 2 stuff version, English, and still ended up liking the game. And according to him, he said he remembers the Wikipedia to Yakuza was barely a paragraph. And it was like, because he wanted to know more about the game and everything, and he tried to like research a bunch of stuff. He wanted to know more about the characters, and he's graded to like just a small ass paragraph. There is a chance that if you use the Wayback Machine, you probably could see like what he was talking about. So, yeah. And as a matter of fact, I think he actually bought the game on Steam, and we actually, at the time, we were using something Bork on my system, so I don't have it anymore. But we were using Family Share, and that was actually how I was playing the game. So, like, he did like his stuff, his information, and that's how I was actually able to play Yakuza 0 on stream. And I thought it was awesome. Yeah, he ended up playing like the OG with the bad English voice acting. So, and I think the restored version, if I recall correctly, I think it actually had like it was using like the Japanese voice acting, if I remember correctly. Like they ported over the Japanese voice acting to the English version. And I think I came across it online. I think it was like a Reddit thread, and they were saying like, hey, if you want to play like the true Yakuza 1, but you don't want to put up with the voice acting, but I forget if they updated the textures. I feel like they did. And yeah, it was like a whole thing. So it was like, Yakuza Restored. I think I want to do that one day, but I just don't know when. It's like one of those things to where I feel like I should do it, but I don't know when, though. And plus, I don't know if it's like as easy as like, hey, here's the entire ISO and yada yada yada, etc., etc.
しばらく寝とけっての。
Because I am fully aware that there are, I think it's that same friends. He found some GTA modded versions that is even using like AI like voice acting. And I think there's a mod for, oh god, I'm trying to think what they did. I think they took, I think it's a modded version of, I want to say Liberty City Stories, and there's a fat guy by the name of I want to say it was like Jimmy O'Toole, I think. And the fat guy in the story, like, he actually dies in the game. And this mod did, like, its own story arc to where you play as O'Toole, and it's like his own story. Like, yeah, I had to fake my own death and all this other stuff. And it's like, god damn. So, like, I have it planned that when GTA 6 releases, I'm probably not going to play it at launch. But I have, like, a plan of, like, I think when GTA 6 releases, I forget which one's which, but I think there's the O'Toole story, and then I think there's, it might be the same, it might be, but I think there's two of them, and I forget which one's which. But it seemed like there's Sindako Chronicles, I think. Anyway, it's like, all I just know is, like, the fan in me is like, dude, this sounds like fucking, like, awesome stuff. Dude, like, me and my friends, like, we've had conversations like this, to where it's like, how, cause I know I've seen, like, better modded versions of games that is doing way better than what billion-dollar companies are doing. And if I recall correctly, I think the one that I'm hearing now, same friend, nonetheless, I think he's saying that there is, like, a true Vice City. It's basically a remastered, but I forget exactly what is going on. And I thought I heard he actually had to use the code of GTA 4 and use that to, like, port it over to Vice City. And he's trying to, like, mod the... Apparently in 4, it still has, like, a level of code to where it's easier to port over and do, like, the story missions that take place in the game. So, a lot of people who tried to do, like... I think it was, I think it's a lot of people who try to mod the game with something along the lines of, oh god, Unreal Engine 4. They basically have, like, the map, but you can't do anything in it. But this is supposed to be like a true remaster to where they're using the code of GTA 4, but they're porting everything over to GTA Vice City, and you're able to do, like, all the missions and cutscenes and stuff. And so it's supposed to play like the original, but I think it's supposed to have, like, a bump up in graphics with, like, Unreal Engine 3, Unreal Engine 4, or something like that. I forget the exact wording, but I'm like hearing every half word, because I'm just kind of, like, in awe of, like, I'm a huge fan of Grand Theft Auto, so, like, it's one of the reasons why me and my friends kind of, like, wanted to play Yakuza, is because, like, we think, oh yeah, it's gotta be like mob stuff, so, you know, we get to be like mobsters. I fell in love with it for different reasons. Turns out my friend, he just wants to be a fucking mobster. I keep having conversations like, I bet you like this because it's, like, you know, intriguing, because, like, you know, there's like a high depth of story. No, I just want to beat people up and, like, just, like, take their money, or they give me money because I kick their ass. I'm like, I think we play Yakuza for two different reasons. One is more side quests and mini games, and me, I'm just kind of, like, focused on everything. Like, you know, play the game, play the main stories, play side quests, do a little bit of everything. Anyway. I think, oh god, was it like, I think I saw like a modded intro or something, I think of, like, Yakuza 3 or 4, And I remember my friend was like flipping his shit when he saw that for the first time because because he was like, man, it's like GTA, and come to find out, it's like I played the entire series. It's like, no, no, they're kind of two separate. But yeah. All I just know is, huge fan of the Yakuza series. I was a fan of Grand Theft Auto, but now I'm just kind of like, the version of GTA that I love, I feel like is dead. It's not the same. Because I felt it in GTA 5, but now with GTA 6, it feels like it's even they wanna be like the industry and do more of like a friendship stuff, and it's like I kind of grew up on like the mob stuff and the gangster stuff, and it's like that's the version of GTA that I want, because like that's where all the good ideas were. And now we're kind of going into this world of friendship, and it's like, eh. So I feel like with GTA 7, it's going to be more of the same. We're just going to be robbing banks again, and it's like, it was good for 5 because it was like a change of pace, and I'm willing to see that as like it's its own thing. It's awesome. It's good. But if that's going to be like your thing from here on out, it's like, I don't know how I feel about that. Because that's not why I got into it.
早いな会長さん。
星野くんが資料をまとめてくれたってよ。例の橋木の事件。
I almost want to see if I could find that mod that friend of mine is telling me about. And I thought I heard like that Vice City mod, it's like still in development. I forget what that damn thing is called. Was it the definitive edition? Because it wasn't the official definitive. I'm going to say definitive edition mod. I probably have to talk to that friend again and see what he says. Because I remember he was like talking about it, and I remember thinking like, dude, that's like fucking awesome. Yeah, I forget what that mod was called. But again, I was like paying attention to like every half thing. Unfortunately, I don't remember the name. It could have been like something like GTA Vice City Essential, maybe? I don't know. Maybe I should do like remaster mod, maybe? Final remaster. Wonder if this was it. Nah, it's not. I don't think that's it. Still looks good though. But yeah, me and my friends, like, we kind of, I want to say specifically with GTA Vice City, like, we're kind of, I'm going to stop looking it up because I really forget, like, the name and everything like that. As they used to be, yeah, and it's like, I kind of, because, like, when it comes to, like, gang stuff, I I want to say Godfather. The one time EA, like, I felt like knocked it right out of the park, and it's like, how the fuck do you screw it up? And it's like, what is it? Godfather 1. Me and my friends, we always wanted that, but in GTA, because we always thought, like, oh man, if you could get Godfather 1 and be able to have, like, Rockstar behind it, they probably could take whatever they did in Godfather 1 and make it way better. But you could do, like, a modern version of it to where, you know, it's just like a bunch of gangs just having, like, gang wars against each other. You buy up businesses, you are racketeering, you're shaking people down, yada yada yada. And that was, for the longest time, I thought something also interesting that would take place is, what if Rockstar did like a 1920s, like, fucking, like, prohibition, and, well, actually, I guess it would be 1930s if they're doing prohibition. But you have, like, speakeasies, you have, like, freaking, like, strip clubs and stuff, and it's like, what if they did, like, a 1930s, like, prohibition, like, GTA game? I thought that would be fucking awesome. And the closest we came was, like, Red Dead Redemption, but unfortunately that was too far back and more into the, like, you know, Wild West kind of type of stuff, so maybe one day. And then all of a sudden they did, like, their half-ass trilogy, and ever since then it's like me and my friends are just like, I want Rockstar far away from these
昨
ideas.
日真冬が襲われたんですって教令会に。
ああ、もう真冬と話した。
ええ。でもちょっと嬉しそうでした。八神さんが助けてくれたって。
But yeah, the level of, like, different kind of type of, like, games that are, like, heavily modded and everything is just, if you dive deep into it, it's insane.
八神さん。
源田先生、今日も来ないのか。
Yeah, and that would still be off because that would be like the 1940s. So we kind of wanted to see, like, the Model T kind of type of cars and stuff, and still close, but, you know, it's, again, it's, and even still, it's like that's from, like, the detective side. And honestly, I think there's actually not a single mission, because I played LA Noire, well, at least years ago, and I don't recall ever having to put up with, like, a speakeasy or something. Which, it accurately, it wouldn't even be, like, a thing. If you don't know what a speakeasy is, just in case for those that don't know, or end up watching this later on, for those that don't know what a speakeasy is, it's usually that underground location that you gotta go to, and then you get, like, the, what is it, the eye slot to that opens up, and it's like, hey, what's the password? And if you get the password wrong, they tell you to, you know, get the fuck out. But if you get the password right, they would close the slot, open the door. It's like, hey, you know, get your ass in here. They would have, like bars and stuff, and basically debauchery and sin. And then if the police show up, typically you got, like, a guy, typically like a bartender, hits a button, hey guys, put away the booze, you know, that's a speakeasy. It's the place that, or typically what it would be is they would have, like, a front that would look legitimate, but there will probably be, like, a door or another that you have to, like, hey, the bar and everything, the strip club, it's like, you know, it's behind this bookcase, and it's like, you know, you go behind the bookcase, you go through, then you have your debauchery and sin, and then if there's police that show up, it's like, hey guys, you got to keep it fucking down. They'll probably have, like a blue light and everything. Funny thing is, I thought I heard there was like a little bit of like speakeasies in the 1970s because cocaine was a hell of a drug. And there was a lot of like, kind of like discos and stuff. And it was a case of they would have like a blue light and that would be like the signal of like, guys, cops are showing up. So basically when that blue light went off, people would like wipe their drugs off their counters and stuff and try and like dust themselves off. Cause yeah, reasons. And I forget I forget specifically how and why I heard that. I remember I think people were talking about like some riots that took place in the 1970s. And if I remember correctly, there was a riot in New York City, and it was so bad that police were having to grab criminals and the stuff they stole, and they were even throwing them into the trunks of their cars because they were running out of space to like get everybody. And me and my friends, when we heard about that, we thought it was like the funniest thing on the planet. How fucked up is that to be in the trunk of the car and you're stealing like a TV and the whole time you got your handcuffed and you're just staring at the fucking TV the entire time. If I didn't steal this fucking thing, I wouldn't be in this situation. We thought that was like the funniest thing on the planet.
Yeah. 昼過ぎには来るそう
Learned that one from VH1.
です。声はまだ元気ない感じでしたけど。
そっか。
それより、昨べ頼まれた件です。橋切って人の事件、調べときました。
俺にも聞かせてくれよ。
先端創薬開発センターの元副所長、橋木徹さん。半年前に殺害された当時、51歳。深夜、カムロ町の路地裏で倒れているところを発見されました。誰かに殴られたようですでに意識はなく、その3週間後に病院で亡くなっています。
3週間も？
ええ、その間ずっと昏睡状態だったみたいで。
Yeah, and I think it was through that particular documentary I ended up discovering, oh yeah, that was it. It was a blackout is what happened. And basically, I think part of it they were trying to show off like the birth of like hip hop and rap at the time. So if I remember correctly, now I'm starting to think maybe this was the 80s and not the 70s. But the story goes is that there was a blackout that took place because people were trying to have a block party. And they wanted to hook up like what you call it, like a DJ booth, and they wanted to, have like they would skip records and shit. It was like a whole thing. Grandmaster Flash in the Furious 5 was like one of the first names that come to mind of like the early hip hop days. And Grandmaster Flash, he was actually like well known in like the underground hip hop scene. And basically what he would do is this dude would get high as a kite and then he would just start skipping records and he would be dancing as he's like skipping records and stuff. And he ended up started to do like rap and stuff and started to like break more and more into the business, and that's a whole nother story. But how the riots took place is there was a block party and they jimmy rigged their DJ booth to some street lamps, some street lights, and they took some cables and tried to like connect it, and there was like a giant pop. I forget if anyone got electrocuted. And then all of a sudden, it was just like, don't. The entire street lights went out. And everyone was just like, oh, we fucked up. and then at that point, it was like a giant blackout that took place. And everyone kind of went in full panic mode, and then all of a sudden they started to realize, wait, we're in permanent darkness. We could steal some shit. So, like, after that, it was like a full-blown riot, and police were having, like, fucking... It was a whole thing. I remember seeing a documentary on VH1, and the whole time I was just like, this is, like, the craziest fucking thing. And to this day, it's like, I am vague with details about everything about that documentary, but I remember hearing about the people that they were having to, like, shove, like, 4 people in the back seat. And the wording was, it's like, just grab the item that they stole, put the guy in the back seat. If you run out of room, you throw him in the trunk. And it was just like, I could just imagine you're like handcuffed or like zip tied, and it's like you're having to stare at the thing. We thought that was like the funniest thing on the planet. Imagine